The province's Finance Committee traveled to Kenora this week for the first of their pre-budget consultation meetings for 2023. One major theme that emerged was question of one-size-fits-all funding models and the need to consider the unique aspects of the North during the budget process. Lee Noonan was there.
Municipalities, service providers, industry, and citizen groups came out to the meeting, each making their case to the committee to consider their funding priorities in the provincial budget.
We have a smaller tax base. We can't afford with local taxes to fix our infrastructure deficit. The numbers do not work.
Red Lake Mayor Fred Moda echoed that sentiment, saying that with a population of just over 4,000, the tax base simply can't support a new arena without provincial help. And while Dryden Mayor Jack Harrison is also concerned about infrastructure, he had a very different ask. Harrison wants the province to cover 35% of the city's policing costs over the next 3 years.
It's taking up about 17.5% of our budget, the policing costs. And what that is it's impacting our ability to repair, maintain our infrastructure, necessary repairs for our sewer and water, say, and other service levels.
Red Lake Margaret Kushner Memorial Hospital officials want to see hospital staffing in the north prioritized before the south, arguing that the distance between hospitals makes the impact of an ER closure in the region more severe. The KDSB's Henry Wall also touched on the question of geography, explaining that the vastness of the region has a big impact on the per capita cost of operations.
We need to have at least nine different offices so that we can actually help people. It would be unrealistic to have an office in Kenora and expect a family from Pickle Lake to drive 7-8 hours to get here.
That things often work differently in the north is something MPP Dave Smith, parliamentary assistant for Northern Affairs and Indigenous Affairs, hopes the committee will take away from their time in Kenora. Not one of the committee members is from a northern riding.
Every time we have an opportunity to come up to one of the northern communities, those members who are on the committee who have never been to Northern Ontario get to see firsthand what some of those differences are and why we have to treat Northern Ontario differently than we do Southern Ontario.
This was the only pre-budget consultation meeting planned in the region. Another that had been scheduled in Red Lake was canceled when there weren't enough speakers registered, but registration is still open in a number of other locations throughout the province for anyone who'd like to speak, either by traveling there personally or virtually. Registration information is available at ola.org. Lee Noonan, TBT News.